Perfect. Getting ready for my satanic rich. Oh, hey man. What's up, dude? I just, Thanksgiving fire. Just celebrating Thanksgiving all by myself, just what normal people do. So, I want to talk today about the concept of being a lone wolf. If you don't know what that means, it's just like someone who's kind of going against the grain, going against the current in society, someone who is the odd one out. And it doesn't mean that you are completely absolving yourself from everyone around you, that you are totally disconnected from society and you have no friends. It just means being okay basically with not caring and being okay with being yourself in whatever situation. So, are you gonna jump in the fire or what? I'm trying to get my human sacrifice going. So let's talk about the desire dynamic. It's a battle of two things. It's a battle of two desires. The first desire of seeking social validation and comfort and connection versus your own integrity, authenticity, and congruence. What does that all mean? What is all this word jumbo? Do I want to be accepted to people versus do I want to be accepted by myself? Do I want to be true to others, or do I want to be true to me? That's the dynamic. And whichever one you desire more will basically determine how you'll behave in a certain instance. If you desire to connect with people more than doing what is authentic to yourself, then you are gonna basically perhaps turn into a people pleaser. Whereas if you are way too skewed on the other spectrum of you're only concerned with yourself and you have no empathy for others per se, if it's way too polarized, then you start burning bridges, you start actually negatively impacting your life. So that's essentially the dynamic of like, whatever you desire more will determine where you're at. And I guess that's essentially the battle you're facing of, you're waking up to your authentic side, but it's like, whoa, I don't know how to like tap into it, or I don't know how to tap into it when I'm with these people or when I go out or in this certain situation. And the reality is there is no quick fix. There is no like, okay, by the end of this video, you will be a lone wolf. Woohoo, hooray. That's just mumbo jumbo. But what I can tell you, it's something you can grow into, and it could take weeks or months, but it's certainly something you can grow into over time. So just be aware of that dynamic and be aware of it when you go out, of like, whoa, what's happening right now? Like, who am I trying to be? Am I trying to be myself, or am I trying to please other people? That's key. Doing something that's difficult, whether it's trying to really gauge into something that we are naturally not very perceptive of, like all of our current thoughts, or jumping into a cold shower, you are drawing a line in the sand there. You're making your own decision in that moment. You're expanding that comfort zone, and you're stepping into resistance and doing what your higher self wants. The more you can do those tiny little actions of what your higher self truly desires, for example, being able to have a bigger comfort zone so you can do more challenging things. Like some of you guys, maybe you want to be an athlete. Well, that's not easy. How can you make that a step closer? Well, do things that are difficult so your ability to jump into uncomfortable situations is less harder. If you take 2 cold showers every day for a month, you'll find that, wow, when I'm on the field, when you're doing your training, you might find that it's a lot easier to do those aggressive plays. It's a lot easier to take the risks, a lot easier to do things that you weren't comfortable doing before, because you're learning how to be comfortable with uncomfortable things, with the chaos. So find the chaos in your life that is not too challenging, because if it's too challenging, it's overwhelming, you'll give up. It has to be doable, but not too easy. Because if it's too easy, then you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to grow. So, for me personally, cold showers are always going to be difficult. So that's the one thing that I would start. Start there, and start understanding what's going on. And from there, make an effort. Those baby steps. Okay, you make those baby steps. You keep evaluating the pain you feel when you're not being the lone wolf and you're not being your true self. Keep evaluating the cost and the consequence of it, and then start thinking like, okay, if I'm in this situation, like what would life be like if I was actually being congruent to myself? If I was like, I want to put the stick here instead of here, are people going to be mad at me for it? No, actually everyone's going to be cool with it. And I feel better because I'm doing what I want in that situation. But if my congruent self wants to take this stick and shove it in your face, well, maybe that's what I really want to do, but that's not good, right? We have to be able to use our morality, our sense of judgment, and be like, wow, that's stupid, okay? So understand where you're drawing the line in the sand, understand what the compromise is. And that's basically that. We're not going to go too crazy with it, but this is just going to require you to do some evaluation. So introspect, learn within your own experience who it is you want to be and the cost of that, the cost of being that, the cost of not being that, and change the desire spectrum. And finally, take many actions every day to challenge yourself. And that in turn will give you the neurology to apply it into those areas. And that's all I have for you today. Have a happy Thanksgiving and a good week. Peace out. Why are you following me, dude? I said peace out. Did you subscribe at least? No!